Now, I must confess, I tend to be a somewhat lazy individual and hate doing anything by hand. I do every single thing I possibly can do on the machine. And I use a fairly easy way to anchor anything down. If I want to secure it and stitch on the spot, I use the sewing machine. Now, one thing you do need always to remember when you're using the sewing machine is tilt the machine. Don't forget your door stops underneath the back of the machine. Tilt the machine and you will get a slightly better view of the working surface. What I'm going to be doing now is actually anchoring the folds of these petals. And you might just wonder actually about the fabric. This is a fabric made by a company called Quilter's Treasure, who do this rather lovely marbled fabric. But what I'm doing with the daisy is I'm going to bring the two edges of the diamond together and anchor it down with a small stitch. Now, I could do this using a very short stitch length on the machine and sew backwards and forwards, or I could do it the way I'm going to do it. And the way I'm going to do it is taking off the regular foot on the sewing machine. I'm going to put on the darning foot. Now, these aren't instruments of tortures, these are darning feet. And they come in a wide range of different shapes, sizes, etc., etc. All machines just about can have a darning foot. You may get one in your machine feet, but you may have to buy one. This is a fairly old one for a Bernina. Popping the darning foot on, I'm going to lower the feed dogs, get rid of your teeth. So lower feed dogs, darning foot on. Good working practice when you're using the darning foot and doing this is reduce your stitch length to absolutely zilch, 0. Stitch length to 0. Do not fiddle with the tension, just change the stitch length. Okay, I'm going to take the piece of work, stick it underneath the foot, decide which of the ones I'm going to do, and just cut this trailing thread off or else it'll get caught in absolutely everything. Toss it on the floor as one does. Bringing the sides together of the petal I wish to attach underneath the sewing machine. Now, what I like to do before I begin to sew is to drop the needle down by hand through all the layers, anchoring them. Then lower the presser foot. And all I'm going to do now is literally just sew a few stitches and wriggle the fabric backwards and forwards fractionally. That is going to really anchor it down. There's no way that's going to come undone. When I'm happy with that, raise the presser foot, jump to the next one. Don't bother about cutting the threads, you can come back and cut those off later. Roll the edges together, shove it underneath, drop the needle down to hold the layers together, lower the presser foot. This flaming thread is determined to be on the, and jiggle away on the spot. And that really will anchor layers together so they do not come undone. Very, very quick, simple tip.